aboard a Disney Fantasy.
This was a 7-day cruise out of Port Canaveral, Florida, with stops at the U.S. and British Virgin Islands and Castaway Cay, Bahamas. The Fantasy was the largest cruise ship my family had ever sailed on, and we enjoyed it immensely. This video recaps some of the highlights of the time we spent on the Fantasy.
And we're walking into the Disney Fantasy.
Cruising is an adventure, and a big part of that adventure is exploring and figuring out the ship. After we boarded the Fantasy, we dropped off our things in our stateroom and then went up to the pool deck to check things out. The pool deck was split into a family area and an adults-only area. We spent most of our time in the family area, which had 2 decks of lounge chairs, 2 shallow kid pools shaped like Mickey Mouse's, 2 splash pads, and 2 water slides. The kids played in the pool, we ate and lounged some. The soft serve ice cream machine was a big hit, of course. But our favorite thing by far was the larger of the 2 water slides, called the Aqueduct. The Aqueduct is a tube coaster that encircles the upper deck of the Fantasy. It's not a particularly intense water slide. Our kids were 7 and 5 and loved the water slide. The views of the ship and the ocean from the slide were unique and pretty neat. As mentioned, the Fantasy has 2 splash pad areas. The small one, called Nemo's Reef, has a Finding Nemo theme. It has a small water slide for little kids and a lot of water spraying out of the floor in various nozzles. The larger splash pad is the Aqua Lab, which has a lot of pipes and gizmos for the kids to play with and more intense spray. The kids played in both splash pads each day we were at sea, but we spent most of our time in the Aqua Lab. Overall, the kids spent substantially more time at the splash pads than in the pools. We had a veranda cabin in roughly the middle of the ship on deck 9, and it was great. Best room I've ever had on a cruise ship. Roomy enough for 4 people to move around in comfortably. Separate shower and bathroom areas, which was nice, so getting ready in the morning and for dinner wasn't an issue. The queen bed was comfortable and the kids loved the pull-out bunks for them. There were a lot of fun, creative touches to the room as well, including hidden Mickeys. However, ultimately, what made the room was the balcony. We loved the balcony. We could have spent many more hours out on the balcony watching the water and the horizon. One of the most memorable parts of the cruise was breakfast. We had breakfast ordered to the room on several days and ate it out on the balcony as the ship arrived to port, with spectacular views of the Virgin Islands and their hilly terrain. I must also say that we highly enjoyed the nightly powwow animals, which were immensely creative. There were dinosaurs and octopus and whales and rams and seals and monkeys, among other creatures. We look forward to coming back after dinner to see what tall creature awaited us. There was a lot to do on the Fantasy. Putt-putt golf was located at the stern of the top deck. We played twice. It was the first time my 5-year-old ever played putt-putt golf, which he called hockey golf. Somehow he got 2 hole-in-ones during his first game. After that, he was hooked. There were 2 kids clubs on board, called the Oceaneers Club and the Oceaneers Lab, which were pretty neat. Our kids especially enjoyed the Star Wars area, including the game where you could fly X-Wings on missions across the galaxy. We also saw some Marvel relics and helped Doctor Strange battle a villain. And in the lab, our kids did a workshop where they made some type of very sticky goop. There were also a few neat mystery games played via disguised picture frames spread across the ship, which was fun and a good way to learn your way around the ship. There were often characters in the main atrium for meet and greets, and occasionally for dance parties. There was so much on the ship to do that we couldn't do it all in 7 days, which speaks to just how much there was to do. The evening shows were a highlight. We saw Aladdin, Frozen, and Disney's Believe, which is a conglomeration of Disney characters and storylines. There was also a drummer group called Junk and a comedian magician to fill out the shows.
There was pirate night where we got to dress up as pirates and we got to see fireworks. Also, there was a show, too, with Captain Hook, and it was on the deck. And we saw Captain Mickey and Captain Minnie. And we went up to the pool deck, and then we went on the splash pads, which It was very fun. The little splash pad, which had all kinds of story characters, it had a race slide. It has a slide that was a stingray, and we went down that a lot of times. Then there was another splash pad, and we played on that one too, where we could see the Tomb Raiders, and there's like all kinds of like spray water. My favorite thing was the aqueduct. First the tube goes up a conveyor belt, and then it goes super speedy, and then it goes slow, and then the end. And I liked Pirate Night. And then there was this pool that had like this window on the floor that was very slippery. And we could see the lifeboats from it. And I also liked looking at the view.
We ate a lot on this cruise, and the food was excellent. There were 3 main dining halls. There was the Royal Court, which had a formal atmosphere. Then there was the Animator's Palette, which featured 2 different dinner shows involving animation. And then there was the Enchanted Garden, which had an outdoor garden theme. The flowers on the ceiling of the Enchanted Garden slowly opened up during the meal, which was kind of neat. Each meal we ate had 4 courses, an appetizer, a super salad, the main course, and then dessert. I enjoyed just about everything I ate, but my favorite, by a fair margin, was the sea bass. Sea bass was excellent, and it's the best fish I think I've ever had. verdict, you ask? This was an awesome trip. Great weather, great food, awesome sights, lots of relaxation, high quality entertainment, fireworks at sea, snorkeling, beaches, lots of ice cream, character meet and greets. I even got to dress up like a pirate for a night. It really is hard to imagine a better overall cruise experience. Our 7 days came and went pretty quickly, or so it felt, and then it was time to leave. We hope to be back soon. Thanks for watching.